Welcome everybody to the Minions of the Zoo Tuesday edition. I'm SkepTock. I'll be your keeper this evening. With me, I have Minions Johnny Hellcat.
Hello.
And Adam of Clan Veggie the First.
How's it going?
I won't inflict my attempt at a Scottish accent
I like
on the air because
that was pretty good.
it offends Prospero how badly my Scottish accent.
Hold on, I wasn't aware Prospero was Scottish.
No, she's just a critic.
Oh,
at least of my attempts at Scottish accents. So I'm pulling it back on. It's back in the shop for a rework. My imitation. So anyway, let's say hi to chat first. I see Rotten Corpse was the first one to show up. Badger's there. Nice to have everybody with us, and welcome. Come all. It's a little bit different lineup tonight. Prospero and Harry are usually here, and they're both not able to make it this evening. Harry is rearranging some books on his paperback shelf this evening. It's something he's been putting off and really had to get to tonight. And Prospero is wanted to contemplate changing her hair color instead of being on the show. So I'm teasing, of course. I'm just having a bit of fun. Our friends have actual important lives, and they're off doing actual important life things. And so, anyway, but I miss them. I miss them. I love having you guys, and I love having the new guy, new lineups and all that sort of thing. But I miss my old friends. It's fun to have them on the show. But anyway, we'll have a good time tonight. Adam, what have you been doing for fun? I think of you every time I pick up my guitar.
Hey, I've been seeing you've been posting some.
I posted a couple. You know what those are? Those aren't me doing anything great on the guitar or anything. I'm just playing the guitar. But it's just a picture of me doing average playing, the way guitar slobs do. They slouch on the couch, right? And just play crap, and that's all I'm doing there. Is so I don't want anybody to critique me. Hey, I know I've lost a few. I don't know. I've lost a step over the years. But it's there might be people who want to remember what it was like when I was messing around after I'm gone. And when you're my age, you think about that. So I'm gonna leave a few things up there so my grandkids can have some memories of the old man playing the guitar after I kick. That's really what that is.
I need to get back into it because it is. I'm way behind on my practice.
That's there's two parts of the guitar that if you're going to be a serious guitarist, you got to get a handle on. You got to keep learning new things, and you've got to practice the old things, and you got to be efficient about your practice. If you're just an undisciplined plunker, that's fine as long as you enjoy it. You can enjoy the guitar that way. But you won't build a repertoire without a little bit of discipline, without a little bit of organization, and say, these are the songs I want to learn. And then when you're learning those songs, when I learn a song on the guitar, I break it down. I say, okay, what are the parts that I need to cover in the guitar? What part does the guitar need to play? Because I'm usually playing with somebody or playing in a group or something like that. And then how can I arrange it? What are the piece parts? Learn the tricky parts, which I always start learning first and always leave till last. And it ends up being last because I put things off anyway. And then it's the continuity part. I mean, there's really kind of a lot of organization if you want to learn songs, if you want to learn how to play all the parts of, let's say, like Sultans of Swing. That takes a long time to learn. It takes a long time to learn just to play the rhythm part to that song, much less the lead. I don't even try the lead. because I don't do the same kind of finger style that Mark Knopfler does, and it's just I don't really have the technique anymore to even try and learn learn it with a flat pick, which is probably the way I would have to play it. But for a young person, that's a great one to learn if you want to learn to play lead guitar. It's also a great one to learn if you want to play rhythm guitar, because rhythm guitar plays such a part in that song. Anyway, don't get me started talking about the guitar. But I saw Rotten Corpse. He said, "Crap, I still need to start practicing the guitar." And everybody should practice the guitar at all times. So There you go. Badger says I should post more playing. I may do that. I may post some banjo things and some ukulele stuff too. Maybe some other guitar things. Show a couple of technique things maybe, and do some ukulele for fun. But anyway, that's kind of my update. So Johnny, what's new in your life? Anything interesting, cool?
Not really. It's been pretty average. We paid off quite a bit of bills.
Yes.
So we're in good shape there.
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing.
Well, I've got a big change coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow, my wife retires from her job that she's had forever. And it's a big day for us. She's going to be home every day. I just can't wait.
That's got to be, that's definitely different.
It's really an interesting thing to, be in a position to just say, hey, you just get to stay home. Brenda and I have, I retired a few years ago, for a variety of reasons, kind of to be the house husband, manage things because her job was more important to the family and to her than mine was. And so we've done it that way for a long time. It's going to be a big change. We do a lot of things together. That's one thing. For two 70-year-olds, we pal around a lot together and do stuff out in the yard. We like outdoor things.
That's awesome.
But she also lets me help with her sewing. She has mad sewing skills. I don't say things like that much. She really has. She's an excellent seamstress. And she makes these handbags. She makes all kinds of stuff, and sometimes she lets me help with it. And it's wildly good fun because it's a world I know absolutely nothing about, and she makes it kind of fun. So we're fun doing that kind of stuff. We're growing every kind of food stuff you can think of, fruits, vegetables, out in the garden. That takes a substantial amount of work. That's probably going to occupy most of her job. I have a big yard. I take care of that mostly, except that I don't weed eat it to her satisfaction, so she weed eats it. And that was one of those where I said, if you want to do it, if I'm doing such a bad job, I said, I'll just do it. That worked out really well. That's something I don't want to upset. I despise weeding. Anyway,
I think anyone who definitely gardens, my wife can attest to this, hates weeding.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely, it's backbreaking. Yeah. But at any rate, this is the beginning of a big new thing, and we got a big summer planned. Weirdly, my wife and I are going to have to take separate vacations because there's too much stuff to take care of for both of us to be gone at one time. Too many people and things to take care of. So I'm actually going to go on vacation this summer with a bunch of my friends in a high school reunion type of thing, which she has absolutely no interest in, and she's going out, going on I believe it's a church associated vacation in Dominica of all places. So, yeah, in the
Hey, nice.
Dominican Republic, actually, the island of Dominica.
How long is your trip gonna be?
My trip's going to be about like 10 days. I'm driving, actually. I'll be driving to
Good Lord, you're driving to
East
the
Coast.
Dominican Republic?
No, I'll be driving to the East Coast,
Oh,
basically to Southern Virginia.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
be a hell of a drive. Hope
yeah,
you got some good
it's a couple
podcasts.
of days. It's a couple of days of good driving. It really is. And but once I get down there, it'll be fun. It's kind of the southern part of Virginia, northern part of North Carolina, part of the country.
Now,
Oh,
I remember road tripping to Carolina, and I don't know what happens between Kentucky and Carolina, or Tennessee and Carolina, but it gets so green once you enter Carolina.
Well, yeah, you mean Virginia from Carolina?
Well, I went.
Or do you mean coming from Tennessee from the west into western North Carolina?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because when I came over, I went through Tennessee, like through Kentucky.
Okay, so you drove the Memphis, Knoxville, all that.
Yeah.
Across Tennessee, and then entered down by Bristol, Virginia, and yeah, Blowing Rock, Boone, all that stuff.
dude, I want to visit the East Coast. I mean,
Oh man,
I've been
awesome.
to Florida, like Orlando and New York, but everywhere in between, I kind of want to, I gotta go see it.
It's this, as far as I'm concerned, you can burn my passport. I really don't want to go anywhere else. There's nowhere else in the world I want to go. Now, part of that is because I've been to most of the other places in the world. I've been lucky enough to do a lot of traveling in my life. I love the U.S. There's every kind of stuff you could want in the United States, and every kind of climate, and all the people, or at least most of them, many of them speak English, and many of them are human. Most of them are human outside California.
Are you sure about that?
No,
Okay.
can never really be sure.
Well, if we're gonna hint at that tinfoil hat, you can also see Egyptian hieroglyphs in the Rocky Mountains. So, boop.
A bulletin. I'll have what Adam's having.
Yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
I'd figured I'd sneak that in, see who's paying attention. But yeah.
Right. I wanted to just take up one thing. Green Badger just said something that's really important. Sultans of Swing is deceptively complex. Boy, do you have the handle on that. It doesn't sound all that hard to the untrained ear, and you are absolutely right. Absolutely right. It is it's not just fast. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of flow, a lot of rhythmic stuff in that you have to get down, and it's brutal. On the rhythm guitarist, man, it's not just nothing but pain all the way through. It's you never get a break in that song. It's fucking hurts to play.
It was watching your videos pop up on my YouTube feed.
Oh yeah, my death videos.
And that Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the intro part is an acoustic version of Creep. And it's been playing over and over in my head. I really got to see the movie.
Kind of a greatness song of greatness.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, see, this is why I got to get a guitar. You know, even just an electric guitar, so it's not like making a lot of sound. I can plug it into one of those portable amps.
Just run it through headphones.
And
That's what I do.
yeah.
I put some earbuds in there, and that way I can crank it and put a bunch of gain on, put a bunch of drive and reverb and all that stuff, run it through an effects loop, and get all that effect through headphones and not have to aggravate my family. It's kind of important.
And just but it's that feeling of playing the music. I don't know. I mean,
of taking a full instrument and making it make music.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that is really special. It, I think it's absolutely amazing.
It is true. A wall of Marshalls is pretty portable as long as you got the people to carry it. Although I hear they used wooden logs and they kind of just kept moving them along.
Yeah,
blocks of the pyramid.
How did the ancient Egyptians move these amazing Marshall stacks? Boy, that Fender Twin is huge.
Wait, ancient Egyptians. This is what was part of their contract. They were like, not only do I only want green M&Ms in my dressing room, I also need you to load up this Marshall wall with logs and sand.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
And the Holy Grail.
So you mentioned vacation, and one of the things that I have on my bucket list, at least, and this is a far goal, is I want to go to Scotland and play St. Andrews with my dad.
Yo,
that's like an awesome ambition. Make that happen, man.
Yeah, hope it happens, dude.
Oh no, it's something we're both kind of like, we'll get there eventually, but we're not going to go.
I would Gantt chart that thing back to right now. I would say, all right, what do I have to do to make that happen? What are all these steps? When do I need how much money? How many extra jobs do I have to work to accumulate the cash?
Well, I just looked up the Old Course Golf green fees for St. Andrews, and it's 295 pounds from October 17th to October 15th. So that is $365.50. And I don't know if that's like the full 18 or if that's just part. I would hope that was the full 18.
How much is it again?
295 pounds
for one round at St. Andrews per person. Yeah, that's for 18. I'm sure that's for 18. I got to tell you,
Wait, how long is the air trip?
Flight? I'm not sure.
Yeah, about 9 hours from where he is.
9 hours?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's flying to the north of England, so it's not even really that big of he has to fly over part of the United States and then flies the northern route, Northern Great Circle, probably over Iceland, and he'll come down and approach Scotland from the north. That's the way they do that. And
sitting
fly
in a
down
plane for 9 hours?
Adam. I sat in a plane for 18 hours. That actually, no, it was 20 hours going from, let me think, San Francisco to Hong Kong.
What the hell?
Yeah, man. That was a long one. And then I had a 4-hour trip from Hong Kong to Singapore after that. And I had a 4-hour trip from Denver to San Francisco, or a 3-hour trip from Denver to San Francisco before that. So, yeah, I was in after like 27 hours of travel. We were ready to go right to work as soon as we got to Singapore. No.
Dude, what? That's, I don't know.
Yeah, there was a time when I was living in Denver and I was going to Singapore for work, and then coming home every 2 weeks.
It's just an odd thought to be sitting in one spot for so long.
What's that? Oh, just to be in the plane for so long?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta bring stuff to do. And what we did was we just bought a bunch of liquor this was back in my drinking days. So we just bought a bunch of liquor in the duty-free store and just consumed it on the plane. Just just broke the law and consumed it.
Well, see, yeah, sleep, I guess, would be.
We were flying business class, so we didn't care. You know, business class on a 747, we were in the high cotton.
Oh.
We thought we were styling. That was before business class became really cool. Business class much better now.
Rolex riding. Woo.
What? Yeah.
Wildin' Dallin'.
Yep. This was the real deal. But anyway, yeah. 1998 to about 2002. It's a heady time in the internet business.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of. Well, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't like flying commercial flights, but I really want to fly in some smaller planes.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
You were promised the flying cars too.
Well, no, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind flying in a.
I mean, they promised us
flying
cars, Adam. They said we were going to have flying cars, and they've never come through with them.
Well, they at least
starting to happen
do with
now,
the microwave meals. So
yeah,
we kind of got partway there.
We got the radar range.
Yeah. But I wouldn't mind flying in a Mustang or a Corsair or even a biplane. That'd be interesting to fly in. But like commercial flights is always I'm not interested. But that's weird. That's the same thing as I wouldn't mind flying in a helicopter.
Adam, where were you raised? What part of the country were you raised in, if you don't mind my asking that question? Like the Midwest, the Northeast, the Southwest?
Do
you share that information? That's fine if you don't.
Can I ask why?
I'm just curious. It has to do with your accent.
Oh. No, yeah. The Chicagoland area.
You sound pretty pure Chicago to me. Yeah. And
thank you.
I listen. Well, I can hear you say, it's when you say stuff like Chicagoland, you say it right. Chicagoland. People who aren't from Chicago or who haven't spent time there don't understand what I'm talking about.
The Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago land.
Do you know what Chicago stands for? What it means in the Native American tongue? They're not the Illini, but they're one of the local tribes around there.
I don't know. I've heard a few different descriptions.
There's only one anthropologically widely accepted thing, and Chicago was the word for the local natives for skunk cabbage.
Yeah,
that's right. The name of your town is Skunk Cabbage.
When I was taking the Brown line out to Merchandise Mart when I went to art school,
it
was always nice. You say, yeah. It was Stinky Onions, Stinky Lands. But there was always that distinctive chocolate brownie smell. I don't know if there was a bakery or if there was a chemical. But yeah, you can always smell it. I always smelled it when I was heading out to school. On contrast, though, when I was living out in Washington, and I had to go do deliveries out to Tacoma.
Yes.
The going nickname for Tacoma was the aroma of Tacoma because it smelled funny.
Well, yeah. People call Tacoma the armpit of Washington.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, there was a lot of shootings in Chicago this weekend. That's bad.
Yep. Good to see that the worthies who run Chicago are doing something about the crime. Man, I do not know how some of those neighborhoods are going to survive. You know, some of those near West Side neighborhoods, like Garfield, my old neighborhood, and West Garfield. How are those going to survive, Adam? Those places are they're shooting galleries.
No, it's not shooting galleries. It's getting run over by some stolen cars.
Yeah, no kidding.
But you know, I keep getting told that it's not as bad as the news is telling us. So, you know.
Well, you're from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
So I expect you to do something about it, being the representative from Chicago.
Oh, you're right. I'm supposed to go and run for local board or
well, just take care of the matter. I don't care how you do it. Just, you know, you can do that, can't you?
I'm gonna wear a hockey mask.
Vigilante man. Vigilante Adam.
I'm Adam of Vigiclair first. I'm here to clean. Pop. Oh, yeah, I'm done.
I am the storm. Excuse me, are you the storm? I'm looking for a Mr. Storm.
I'm the cornhusk of justice.
The what?
The corn husk?
We're Illinois, so, you know. Although, actually, I should say soybean. I'm the soybean of justice. Wait, no, I don't think that works either.
You would have to have a lisp there.
Yeah.
A lilt to your voice.
Shit. Well, Chicago is kind of like Gotham, I guess, you know.
In a lot of ways, that is.
Yeah. Although, hey, you know, the Field Museum. Here's a positive note. I don't want to, you know. Yeah, the Field Museum's getting a new dinosaur.
Oh, what kind of dinosaur are they getting?
Spinosaurus.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it's gonna be
I
fully
thought all
installed
dinosaurs
by next
were
year.
dead.
Well, they found a new one.
Okay, well that's good.
And
Jurassic Park's the way to go.
You know, life finds a way. And we finally got it, and we're gonna put it on display out here at the
This
Field
June,
Museum.
the Field Museum will become the only place in the Western Hemisphere to see the world's largest predatory dinosaur. A Spinosaurus cast will be displayed in the museum's main Stanley Field Hall, suspended 12 feet above the ground in a swimming pose to evoke its reign as a prehistoric river monster and synchronized swimmer, which they were famous for. Actually, when they lived, they would swim in beautiful formation together before they ripped all the.
When they formed a fountain, it was fucking captivating.
It really was. It was elegant and yet restrained. You know, for meat-eating predators, wow. Now that's the T-Rex. This is the.
Hey, but that's cool, dude. You know, all for nothing. the I'm taking it from you, East Coast. Chicago has some nice museums, you know.
Oh God, yeah. Some of the best in the world, really, truly.
Yeah.
Really, truly. What is your favorite museum in Chicago, Adam?
Well, aside from the field, obviously.
Yeah.
I do like the art museum.
Mm.
They got a lot of nice armor pieces there. They got some of the bits of Aztec armor that you can see there. So that's pretty cool. But I don't know. It's a toss up between. I don't know if they're really museums, but the Shed Aquarium or the planetariums are pretty cool to go
Look at
check
that.
out.
Look at that. I think that's a T-Rex.
Yeah, it's
That
Sue.
I've. Yeah, that's a boy named Sue. I mean, may have identified
How
as
do
Sue.
you do? Boom.
My name is Sue. Now you're gonna die. And that's what Sue told them. And she hit him hard right between the eyes, and they went down. But to my surprise, came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. So she busted a chair right across their teeth and crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and gouging the mud and the blood and the beer. I tell you, I fought tougher men. I really can't remember when. He bit like a mule and kicked like a crocodile. I heard him laughing. I heard him cussing. He went for his gun. He pulled mine first. He sat there looking at me, and I saw him smile. And he said, "Son," well, you know the rest of the song. Oh, that's a boy named Sue, not a dinosaur named Sue. Wrong song.
You know what?
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah. I remember I remember going there for field days.
Yeah.
Or a field day. And they used to have a McDonald's in there. It was kind of weird.
They had McDonald's back in the Paleolithic era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
40 million years ago, McDonald's, yeah. Those fruit pies from them are still good that they've excavated.
Well, it's made with the molten lava. and so you get a fully
fruit
functional
pies usually
taste.
are hot as lava.
Yeah. You get a blast from the past.
Nice.
Nice. And they also have those little, or not the little, but those machines where you can put a penny in it and it squishes it into the
right,
a different image.
It actually technically violates a section of the U.S. code. It violates a regulation that says that you can't deface U.S. currency.
Yeah. So not only you're breaking the law, but you get a nice image of a Stegosaurus.
I'm not certain that may have been amended by now. That's just not ever enforced. It's like one of those laws that's on the books.
I think it's one more slap in the face to poor old Abe Lincoln when it's like, dude, it's a penny. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
And we're going to go ahead and smush your face into a T-Rex. Or now probably it's going to be a Spinosaurus and saying, hey, check out Spinosaurus.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny, who is on the phone?
I don't know. I'm not the one. I'm not the one answering the phone.
Oh.
Probably one of his friends.
Dude, they're like, dude, I'm watching you on the stream. Hey.
Yeah, they have. His friends have better things to do than watch me.
Oh.
No, they do. They do Call of Duty through their own Discord.
Call of Duty. Which one? What is the current Call of Duty going on right now?
I have no idea.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, that's one of these electric games you're starting to talk about, right?
Yeah, well, it ended abruptly because we both are lost.
And these
Johnny's
are the ones where you play with your happy sticks? Or they called joysticks or happy sticks? Or are those two different things?
No, it's too abrasive. It's called Pleasant Stick.
Pleasant sticks.
Yeah,
yes.
because it's got to be
we're dialing everything down these days.
Well, it's called a mess stick now.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
mastic.
Oh, mastic. You know, you don't realize how much amazing technology goes into something like a joystick. There is just the way we control our computers is absolutely astounding to me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, speaking of mastic, um, and if I can,
and why not?
and dovetail it into Chicago, I'll also add,
Sure, mastic in
um,
Chicago.
we have the Galloping Ghost arcade.
The Galloping Ghost Arcade.
Biggest arcade in America, if I believe.
Now that was Red Grange, right? He was the Galloping Ghost.
I'm
He
talking about
was
the
a
old.
football player. He was a. You're talking about a video arcade. That's where's it in Brookfield or someplace?
Northbrook.
Yeah, someplace. Anyway, and Galloping Ghost. The Galloping Ghost was the name of a football player, and I believe it was Red Grange.
Was he a college football player?
Galloping Ghost.
I just know the arcade.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
And it's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, go hang
Grange,
out
yes. In fact, he played for the Chicago Bears, and he also played for the New York Yankees. He was fast, elusive, difficult to catch. He was ghostly. And his running skills, Red Grange, earned him the nickname the Galloping Ghost.
And that is what sparked
That
a
is the
couple of
rest.
professors from New York to open up a business in capturing ghosts. One of the guys took out a loan. I believe it was like his third or fourth mortgage on his family home, and they purchased a dilapidated kind of firehouse out in New York, wherein they were able to progress their inventions and studies into the paranormal.
To it.
Well,
What did they discover?
hopefully they will be able to capture the galloping ghosts. In their view, quicker than this goofy cast of teenagers in a van with a talking dog. Because this company, Mystery Inc., they seem to be pretty popular and quick to solve the puzzles. I don't know if I can keep going with this joke.
Okay. I was going to ask you if you knew about Red Grange. Because in 2008, he was named the best college football player of all time by ESPN.
Okay, sports is out of my
Out of your bailiwick,
yes, sir.
out of your wheelhouse.
I'll just come up front and say, you know what? Nope.
Yep.
Well, once again, that is Campbell's forte.
I actually don't know much about these. I don't know sports the way I did when I was a kid. I used to run around with statistics in my head all the time. But there's even a poem about Red Grange. It's very short. A streak of fire, a breath of flame, eluding all who reach and clutch. A gray ghost thrown into the game that rival hands may never touch. A rubber-bounding, blasting soul whose destination is the goal. Red Grange of Illinois. Ah. How interesting. He was on the cover of Time magazine 27 years to the day before I was born. So he was great a long time ago for being the greatest college football player of all time. So anyway, one of the things I've been messing with recently is the ChatGPT AI predictive text app. And boy, is it fun. It is just a grin and a half. Have you guys messed with that at all?
I've honestly
The AI stuff.
I've only heard about it in terms of like news articles or people talking about it. But when you say you've been playing around with it, what do you what do you mean? Like,
I'll call up a window and we'll do a little chat GPT, and I'll show you some of the fun things that I like to try with it. I dream up scenarios for it or ask it embarrassing questions, and it can be pretty fun. It's a little bit predictable after a while, but here we go. Here you see some of my previous. Oh wait, I'm not sharing this yet. Let's do this real quick. Do that, and let's share a screen and open AI and share. All right. Now, can you make sure my screen looks like what I want it to? There, it looks like what I want it to. Okay.
Yeah, I see.
So
black. Yep.
I can go here and I can say, is diversity really our strength, or just a way for politicians to control us? Go right for something that's going to irritate it. The idea that diversity is a strength is a commonly debated topic, and opinions may vary depending on individual perspectives and experiences. While I can provide you an analysis of the concept, it's important to remember that my responses are based on the information available up until September 2021, and social and political dynamics can evolve over time. Okay, so that's its way of saying you can't hold me to anything I say. Basically, it says advocates of diversity argue that it brings up various benefits to society. Here are a few points often raised in favor of diversity. The economic advantages are diversity can foster innovation, creativity, problem solving by bringing together individuals with different backgrounds, perspectives, and skill sets. Right, we get it. Social and cultural enrichment. Diversity encourages exposure to different cultures, traditions, languages, and perspectives, encourages understanding, appreciation, can promote empathy, reduce prejudice. I'm not sure that is supportable. Resilience and adaptability. Societies with diverse populations are often more resilient to challenges and change. Would like to see the statistics that they conclude that from. I have not seen statistics that suggest that, and I would like to know where they're drawing that inference from. Different perspectives and experiences can offer a broader range of solutions and approaches to complex problems. That seems like it ought to be intuitively true. And this is one of the problems with ChatGPT is you get a lot of kind of intuitive answers, things that seem like they ought to be true. And it misses anything of subtlety, of nuance, or of interplay between any kind of complex interplay of forces, like in dealing with concepts like resilience and adaptability, for example, those are just words. It doesn't attach the meaning that we do when it's formulating these answers. It's basically just looking for good-looking boilerplate out there to construct and predict that what it's giving you is what you will want. That's the way that predictive text works. And you really you see their prejudice coming through too. Diversity is painted as the norm, the right thing to do, and then it says, however, it is essential to note that some individuals, not us, but some individuals may question the benefits of diversity or express concerns about its implementation. Skeptics like SkepTock might argue that diversity initiatives can be misused by politicians or other groups to exert control and manipulate public opinion. They may raise concerns about identity politics or argue that promoting diversity could lead to a loss of social cohesion or dilution of a collective identity. Okay, that is code for white supremacy, in my opinion. They argue that promoting diversity could lead to a loss of social cohesion of white people or dilution of a collective identity of white people. They're not saying that explicitly, but I think they're implying that. It's crucial to engage in thoughtful and nuanced. And then they hit you with boilerplate at the end, that everything is equal and everything is a balance. And, we know.
Kumbaya, everyone.
Yeah, it just thinks it's going to soothe us with that thing. With that, it's interesting to regenerate response on some of the stuff and see what it comes up as a second take. So here's the second take on it. This one comes up and says diversity in its broadest sense. It gives you the same boilerplate introduction. And then it says diversity in its broadest term. It refers to so it's going to give us the definition. And then it's going to give us a specific list of advantages: economic advantages, social, cultural enrichment, resilience, and adaptability. So that's all the good things. Then it says, all right, and it's going to reformat all the same stuff that it just said. Okay, and it's just going to give it to you in a different format. It's going to give you social cohesion as a bullet point in the list, or a numeric in the list, numeric point in the list. And political manipulation. It's true that politicians and other groups may sometimes exploit diversity as a means of controlling public opinion or advancing their own agendas. I mean, it is true that politicians and other groups may sometimes. Two softeners. That makes the sentence so soft it's almost meaningless. It's essentially just a parody of itself. However, this does not mean that diversity itself is inherently a tool of control. Now, that makes me want to ask it. You're saying it's not inherently? Or is it the opposite of inherently? Or it is inherently not what you're objecting to? Are you saying that it's not a tool of control? That enforcing diversity and enforcing quotas is not a way of controlling outcomes and picking winners? Well, I think it is. I think anybody can see that. Anyway.
Well, no, you're kind of seeing it grow out, and I guess it really is a thing of they're supposed to do it because they're gonna benefit from it in some way, and even though they're seeing backlash, they're still gonna push it.
Well, the thing about diversity, they're trying to sell diversity. And the way that they implement diversity is to go out and get group members of people who are members of underrepresented groups and get them representation in the groups they are underrepresented in. I mean, that's the whole idea behind that, so that every group contains a perfect reflection of the population distribution. You know, every group of people will have exactly 13% black people, and we'll have 7% Asian people, and HAPA supremacy will be 6%, and that kind of stuff. And that's not the way that humans organize. And picking out race is a terrible, terrible way to try and split up people. And that's basically what they're doing. Is they're saying, we want to keep you all in your little buckets, and so we can control and make sure that you're dependent on the government for the handouts we give you, and you'll do what we say. And I think there is a lot of that goes on in the so-called diversity industry. The diversity agenda covers a lot of that stuff. And that's my rant against it. It's not that I'm against diversity. I'm not against diversity. Diversity is great. What I want is for people to get to do what they want to do. And if somebody has had the dream of being a doctor, and some board sociology major who is the right skin tone wants their place in medical school, and this is happening. This literally is happening. That person who's worked their ass off, done the hard work, gets euchred out of their chance to become a doctor. And this has been happening for a long time. This happened as far back as the Stephen Bakke decision back in California. UC Davis Medical School wouldn't let in a guy with an engineering undergraduate. I mean, he was massively qualified, Stephen Bakke, who wanted to go to medical school. And the person who took his place instead of Stephen Bakke was a guy who would become a gynecologist, who was became such a bad doctor. He ended up murdering a bunch of women in Los Angeles and ended up in jail. But so that guy got in medical school. Stephen Bakke did not that year. The next year, after he sued and won in the Supreme Court decision, he was admitted to the medical school and became a very successful anesthesiologist. It's just when we try and pick winners, when we try and monkey with outcomes, when we try and name people as winners when they don't have the qualifications to do the job to which they're named, they don't have the characteristics that they're being lauded for, being praised for. Kamala Harris is the classic example of stunning and brave, amazing woman. Boy, best vice president in the history of the country by far. And, she's carrying the Biden administration. Wouldn't she be a great president? All that stuff. What utter crap that is. Anybody can see that she's completely unqualified. Same with Buttigieg. If he wasn't gay, you wouldn't know his name. You would not know his name. I don't even think he'd be mayor of South Bend. I think he was an interesting curiosity. He was the flavor of the month for a little while, but when you get right down to it, he doesn't know how to organize groups of people and take control of problems. He's a good time smiler who just stands there and lets the money creep into his pockets. I have no time for these asshole pretenders.
And he likes his maternity leave.
Oh God, I understand people taking time off, to be with their kids, especially when they first have them. But you probably don't want someone just starting a family in a cabinet level position, in a secretarial level position. That basically cripples that group of people. Will wait till the boss gets back, and the boss doesn't get back for a couple of months. That had a tremendous cost. What he did, that was selfish and a terrible lapse in judgment, in my opinion. But what do I know?
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah. So But anyway, it's fun to see things, heating up with Ron DeSantis. Everybody's giving him such shit about the fact that they didn't quite have Twitter Spaces together, I don't think, and they certainly weren't ready for what was going to happen when DeSantis announced. But I think this is going to be an interesting primary season. Republicans will be interesting to watch because the hill that DeSantis has to climb, he pretty much has to destroy Trump to get him out of the way. He really does. This is going to be a very bloody thing, I think, between the Republicans. I think it's going to get really ugly. You may see Trump even drop out or just snap completely. We'll see. He says he loves this stuff. Well, I think we'll see. DeSantis doesn't. If you just want my opinion of him as a politician, I don't think he's anywhere close to perfect. He's a reasonably good representative of conservative Republicanism, if that floats your boat. I disagree with him about in a number of areas. He strikes me as a big government Republican. He's not really interested in cutting down the size of government. He does not strike me as a deficit hawk. I don't hear him saying the right things. So I have some reservations about him. On the other hand, he's certainly more level-headed than Kamala Harris, and he actually has a functioning brain.
He comes off kind of Trumpish.
Yeah.
So where, like,
Trump light?
Yeah, kind of, except for he's an actual politician.
Well, he's an actual politician, but the other thing is that, DeSantis does not have the putative independence that Trump has. DeSantis is owned, and he's owned by moneyed interest. And Trump still is not really. I mean, he's owned by, he has other things that motivate him, but being, hoping for a $300,000 check from the NRA is not something that gives him diarrhea. He doesn't, he's not scared that he's not going to have enough money. So Trump can afford to be a little more independent. Trump's problem is that his personality, I'm worried that, he may have a fairly serious break with reality, either coming up or he may have already experienced it. I think that he's sounding more erratic to me with some of the things that have been going on. Of course, with President Trump, you never really know, because sometimes it really does seem like he's playing like 5D chess, and things just come up roses for the guy. I honestly don't know how he does it, but I just want a president who's normal. I forgot who said it the other day. He said, I just want somebody who's normal. That's it. I just want somebody who's normal. Give me a normal president. I don't want a crazy president. I don't want an egotistical monster who goes around scaring the neighbors. I just want a regular, responsible president like we used to have.
Dare I say it? I mean,
give me Calvin Coolidge. He's underrated.
I mean, as far as modern presidents go, we could go with another Clinton, but that's me knowing like surface level.
Yeah, the thing with Clinton is you have very much a socially liberal, but boy, big spending like nobody's business. And I know that he's the last president to offer up a balanced budget, but that's a little bit misleading. He was never one leading the charge to go out and retire a bunch of the national debt. Quite the contrary. He was a big spender who got cudgeled into line and had to make a deal with the Republicans to get a budget at all. That was in the days when we actually cared enough to get a budget out. Now that we have figured out how to fund our government with continuing resolutions, nobody gives a shit anymore, as far as I can tell. So it's.
I think we should get, well, not necessarily an economist as a president, but someone who.
You mean somebody like Woodrow Wilson? Wilson was a bad president. He was a PhD. I think he's the only PhD president.
Wilson, wasn't
Dr.
he
President?
Lead of historical something or other at a college? Shit.
Yeah, well, no, he was a professor at, where was Wilson? Oh, where was President Wilson a professor?
Hey, wasn't he also the one who
he taught at Bryn Mawr near Philadelphia? Yep.
Didn't he also
in 1890?
Birth of a
In
Nation?
1890, he became professor of jurisprudence and political economy at Princeton. He wrote 9 books and was an accomplished essayist. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adam.
No, Princeton. Princeton wasn't. But was it Wilson who had Birth of a Nation shown at the White House?
Would have been about his time and would have been his speed for a fact. He was a progressive, but that was funny about that. Let me see. President Wilson and hang on. Let's see something here.
Well, no, because there's.
Wilson.
I feel like I'm confusing him with another president that. Was Wilson 18?
Yeah, that was Woodrow Wilson.
Oh, Birth of a Nation. Yeah, that's interesting.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that was Wilson. That was Woodrow Wilson who was involved with the thing. That was a terrible movie. It was an awful movie.
Dude, the lighting was very bad.
The lighting was very bad. D.W. Griffith. It was supposed to be, an amazing epic film. It was D.W. Griffith and had Lillian Gish, who was a big time actress, silent actress at the time.
And the sad thing is they didn't have enough of a budget, so a lot of the stand-ins and the extras were under-trained, so they were just standing around and acting goofy.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to make light on a weird movie, but
so is Birth of the Nation that nation's was it Reefer Madness?
What? No way.
No, this
Reefer Madness was just a.
Reefer Madness was a film that came out. It's about an hour long, and it came out and and just went into infinite detail about what the oh geez, what was that?
I mean that just in the basis of it's a horrible film. And
it's a it's one of those films.
It was supposed to show the racist South in a positive light, and it kind of did that, and showed that the efforts of Reconstruction and so forth. It showed those efforts in a bad light, in a very racist film. It reflected the racial attitudes of the time. That's the kind of thing, much more than Al Sharpton ranting on TV, seeing something like Birth of a Nation and knowing what it was, what it represented at the time it represented it, at the time it was made, the type of people who made it and why they made it, their motivations for making it. Those are things that make me have respect for the black people who made it during that time. The Jim Crow and Reconstruction were just, it just one step up from slavery. There was so much unfairness and inequity done to black people and Catholics, by the way, and foreigners, basically, during the late 19th and early 20th century. That it really didn't start to get better till the 60s. We went out and marched so you guys could be free. There you go. You can thank me. Leave $1 in the hat. Well, I'm getting the feeling that we're all kind of run down a little bit tonight. I certainly am. It's been a long day. So let's send it around one more last time.
Well, it's like as you were talking about with my job, I didn't realize when I leave my job, I would be as exhausted as I would be.
Yeah.
But listening to people's problems is definitely an exhausting thing.
Absolutely. I'm with you. I hear you. It's it's just one stress point after another. It's, hard problem. Somebody's got to try and work through. Are they telling me the truth? Have they really done the things that they say they've done? And that's a hard job that you have.
And it's funny because you can definitely see the dynamics in like with providers, with other customer service people, and just with everything all together. You would think there'd be more cohesion there, but it's literally everyone just pointing the finger at each other, and it's like, my God.
Yeah.
It's like I was telling Simius, I'm like, we should get together one of these times and just banter, because according to everything, we're natural. We're natural enemies. So
yeah, right.
Simius
is a good guy. I like Simius.
Yeah, he's good people.
Yeah.
He's on the provider side of things. I'm on the insurance side of things.
Hold on. If you're gonna go against Simius, you light that fucking mountain flame, brother, and I'll come rally my fucking armies. Yeah, dude. I got a thing or two to say. No, I don't really got a thing.
And it's actually funny because if he was, then you would totally be surrounded, because he's also.
Now, what game are you guys referring to?
I don't know. I thought he was saying,
okay,
like, we're gonna have a discussion. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll join you. Wow, that. All right, so that description kind of fell apart.
Things fall apart.
Yeah, da.
Who wrote that?
Jaime
Achibi, I believe that was it. Things fall apart. Things fall apart.
Skep, you might know the little ditty that Adam just sang. What's that called?
Chinua.
You may know.
I'm sorry. Say it again. I'm sorry, John. Say that again.
The little ditty that Adam performed just there. Do you know what that's called?
How's it go?
Adam, do it.
No, you do it.
No, thank you.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
What are you asking about? What are you asking about? I don't understand what you're asking about.
There's a ditty or something.
It's the da 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 da
da da da da da.
Oh, what? Yeah,
that.
What is that ditty?
What is that called?
I mean, it's a classic finishing, flourish for many songs.
I got it from cartoons.
Yeah, exactly. It was a big finish for lots of Looney Tunes
variety shows.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
because I would like to get it as an actual sounder. but I can't just be like, oh yeah, it's the da 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 da. Like they're gonna look at you like you can't Google that.
Dude,
Like,
you're doing it now. You're getting used to it. You're gonna soon. Oh,
The dachshund has detected.
he does not like
You guys
Sound the
start
alarm.
talking. You guys start talking because I got mute.
All right. But no, you can't Google that a sounder and be like, oh yeah, that's what that is.
All right.
yeah.
Deal
Well,
with
wait,
Mark
hold
in a
on.
second.
Would you be able to ask Alexa or Siri
I
and
don't
say,
have either
"Hey,
of those.
Alexa, what is do 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 boop?"
I don't
No,
have that.
what I would do is I would sit down with the guitar. I would figure out what notes those are. That's one thing. I don't read music. I can't read. I can't even read tablature.
You can't
Uh,
read tabs.
No, I
You
can't read tabs
wait.
or
You
music.
can't read sheet music.
I can't. I'm completely musically illiterate, utterly illiterate, and but I can very painstakingly figure out the notes. You know, dun 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 dun,
Oh well,
and
I'm there
find them
with you.
on the thing. Then you can take them, and there are various and then I would make a recording of me playing that, and then I would go find one of these SoundX sites that does SoundX comparisons on the basis of the SoundX algorithm, and a lot of those sites will be able to turn it up if you come in with like MP3, MP4.
Oh my god, dude! I was just thinking.
What you
Well,
want.
not just thinking, but earlier thinking. There was an app or a program that would read tab and it would play it out in MIDI form.
Oh, nice.
I can't
Nice.
remember. I think it was like I can't remember what his name was, but it was one of those you just plug in the TXT of a tab and it would go through it and play it. To help you.
It's called Tab Napper.
Tab Napper.
Tab Napper, musician supported, and make tabs play MIDIs, and
That's
you
fucking
can,
awesome.
Yeah, you can compose songs and then play it and all that kind of stuff. So it has it tells you how to read tabs. And it has piano chords and play piano tabs as MIDI and play guitar tabs as MIDI and convert tabs to sheet music, convert guitar tabs MIDI to tab, transpose piano tabs. It's got a lot of capability.
Yeah, the website I usually get my chords and tabs from is ultimateguitar.com or something like that. And they actually have included keyboard now.
Oh, nice.
Which I like. That's my back burner instrument.
Yeah,
that I have. Because honestly, I would like to play the piano more than I would like to play the guitar.
Gotcha.
I will never be, the old jazz player.
Yeah,
play me
jazz
off, Johnny. But it's been kind of a want for it there. I did have a video out there. I played one of the ocarina songs from Legend of Zelda a while back.
Legend of Zelda. There's a game that I was playing in 1990.
It's just fun to be able to sit back and, play some music that you enjoy listening and also playing,
Oh, I love to play music.
I think it was Saria's song. I think it was the one I was played a while back.
That's a nice relaxing one too. Geez. Yeah, dude.
But I've actually learned, because my dad had this little keyboard way back when, and it had a little cassette you put in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the cassette had there's one that had green sleeves on it,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one that had "To All the Girls I've Loved Before," and then there was another one.
To all the girls I've loved before.
And then there,
Willie
I think
Nelson.
there was. I can't remember who it was offhand, but it's another country song.
Mm.
West
And
Virginia, West
not that
Virginia.
not that
Oh,
not that one, but it was one of them. It was a romance song, from my understanding. But I kind of remember how to play those, just because when you played the song, it taught you which key to hit.
Mm.
oh, that's cool.
The
And
song
so
teaches you the key to hit.
the cassette teaches
Oh, the
you.
cassette. Oh, the cassette does. I got you.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, and like each key has a light that comes over it, and so
Mm.
you have like your regular white light for your white key, and then a red light for your sharps.
I don't know. Hold on. Keeverdam's trying to like promote virusware. I don't know if you should click that link. Probably do a Hail Mary and to our fathers and then click the link, but I don't know. Oof.
Are you talking about this link?
I don't know. Is it good?
Well, it's a YouTube watch link, so it's probably okay. But it comes from Keeverdam, so I would trust it.
Maybe you should try it, Dad.
No, I'm just giving her a little guff.
A little guff. Are you giving guff?
Yeah, that's the new word I'm trying to go with. Guff.
Guff.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody else has used it, but now I'm gonna use it. So
are you a Billy Goat guff, or is that
where it comes from?
I don't know. I just figured guff,
No.
gruff. It's
Three
gotta be
goats
the
gruff.
same. Yeah, the three goats guff. Duff.
Oh, well, I mean, I just don't
Muff.
want to say goof, so I'm saying gruff.
Gruff
Yeah.
instead of groof.
Mhm.
I think you're making progress. But that's all the time we have for this week. So let's get together next week. Keep doing what you're doing. Let me know if there's any change.
Yeah, enough distractions, Adam.
Are you taking your Xanax, Billy?
Go gruff. Wait, are you ending this show?
No. I'm just saying funny things.
I was like,
I can end the show at the drop of a hat, though. I mean, we can end it now if you guys are running out of gas.
Well, I guess that kind of runs in line with being a Billy Goat Gruff. And you know what? Let me go back to the drawing board. I'm gonna figure out a different name for whatever I was thinking about.
There once was a Billy Goat Gruff who really thought he knew his stuff. I sense a limerick coming on. Fight that.
Or Dr.
Fight
Seuss.
that. Fight the urge to write poetry. Everyone should resist that urge. Everyone. There is no good poetry. Shakespeare is dead.
No, keep going. Yeah, well, there's only no way of knowing. Oh, no, God! That's not good. That's... Okay. I think we're infected. We're in a spaceship, and we are infected with the Dr. Seuss virus. So now everything that we're saying is going to have something
silly attached to it,
yeah,
or something absurd, or something with annoying rhymes.
Yep, and if you can't do it, you get
nonsense words.
Alien burst. Yeah, it's the Billy Goes Gruff. Whoever brought that up. is the worst of the stuff. Boom, boom, boom.
The Billy Goat's gruff. Well, that's one way to look at it. So anyway, did anybody have anything else that they wanted to discuss tonight? Because seriously, if we're done, we're done. Let's go. Let's call it. 3,
Yes.
2. What'd you have?
Oh no,
Or yes, you're done.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm kind of running out of gas too. So anyway,
I
let me
think of anything. So
thank chat for coming out and listening to us. We do this for you, and we do it for ourselves because we like hanging out together and talking and this long form conversation. But seriously, thank you for coming out and listening to us prattle on for an hour or two. And we'll do it again next week. Come and listen to us on the Harry channel. And of course, Adam has a show, as does Johnny. So the Minions of the Zoo is live and well for one more week. Come and see us. But for tonight, the zoo is closed. Good night, everybody.